We're going to go through the house and just find out a little bit more. We're going to try to hit the things about Paul Revere that are innovation, as well as the stuff you did not know about Paul Revere kind of thing. So walk right in. The first room is dark after coming out of the sun, so please watch your step. This room that we're coming into is coming in through the back door of the house and into a room that the Reveres used as a kitchen. So this is actually the second kitchen that the Reveres used. Their original kitchen in the cellar had a large fireplace. We're going to see that kind of fireplace in the next room, but this is the more modern, up-to-date fireplace. They changed the house. It was already 100 years old. This room shows the way the house looked in the 1600s. The first owner of this house was a very wealthy merchant. This is a huge room, high ceilings, lots of windows. These are not things that are typical in a house in the 1600s. This was a mansion of one of the richest men in the colonies. The house is 335 years old.
Not so well publicized perhaps as his midnight ride, but today I want to talk to you about, I think, a bolder venture that he created in the 1790s, really, and he was 65 years old at the time. Our president at that time was Mr. Adams, President Adams, and he had an interest in developing a strong, permanent naval force for our young nation. And at that time, it was becoming known that the way to preserve any ship at sea, whether it be commercial or naval, was to sheathe it with sheet copper. My husband was persistent and offered to make a sample of sheet copper to demonstrate that he could do this. And so he met with Mr. Stoddard and he got the contract. They provided him with the ore and said that if he produced acceptable quality sheet copper, they would give him a loan to develop a copper rolling mill, and it would be the first copper rolling mill in the United States. So they did provide him with the ore. The loan, however, was not immediately forthcoming.
I think with any new technology, just like Paul Revere had problems, like he even had a guarantee from the government that they were going to pay him back if he could do the exact thing that he did. We have a brand new manufacturing technology. So we're not even going out and figuring out, like, do people really want the next iPhone or do people want a smartwatch? We're figuring out if people want something, they're going to make a kind of a nebulous product that we can't even define yet. So I think with startups, oftentimes timing is really important, and it's not always easy to effectively hit the market at the right time. I believe personally that we're at the right time. People are really looking to have electronics effectively become more integrated into their lives, into more and more products, into more and more places. Traditional manufacturing methods are becoming basically less and less useful for being able to do that. But I also know that there's some luck involved, so got my fingers crossed.
I like sometimes how when you introduced him, she said, Ben's family had the good sense of marrying into the Revere family. And I think I kind of agree with that. Sometimes people meet me, they say, oh, you're related to Paul Revere, that's really interesting. You know, you look a lot like him. I'm like, I shouldn't. The connection's through marriage. I should actually look like this guy. This is my 6th great grandfather. He was a sea captain in Boston. His name was Benjamin Edwards too. Captain Edwards, that thing's going around. He had a son named Dowling Edwards, who was a master maker in the North End. His son was Benjamin Edwards, and he was my great, 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 great grandfather. And his sister, Sally Edwards, married Paul Revere's oldest son. It is fun to have this connection through marriage. And it's great to be involved in the Paul Revere house because everyone feels that passion for, you know, keeping Paul Revere's memory alive and educating people about what he did. And this new education and visitor center is really exciting.